Welcome to another episode of Miles from Her View, and I'm super pumped to dive into today's topic. And it's all about what does being fit and what does the concept fitness actually mean? I'm going to leave you with some practical tips and some ways that you can strengthen your relationship with exercise and a movement practice. Fitness goes beyond physical appearance. It's about cultivating a holistic sense of well-being that encompasses physical health, mental clarity, and emotional resilience. So let's get into the definition of fitness. All right, so I kind of alluded to it there, but a little bit deeper dive. It's developing components of cardiovascular endurance, muscular strength, flexibility, and body composition. It involves the ability to perform daily tasks with vigor and without undue fatigue, as well as the capacity to engage in physical activities and exercise routines effectively. Fitness is not solely determined by physical appearance or the absence of disease, but rather the individual's ability to meet the demands of their environment and maintain optimal functioning across different aspects of health. So it also encompasses both physical and mental, including resilience, mental clarity, and emotional well-being. That is fitness. It's not solely about a look, a type. It is really based on you. I want to say that again. Fitness, or the concept of being fit, is based on you. Contrary to what the fitness industry tells us, that there's a type, a look, whatever, all these things that are told to us, that if you are not adhering by, typically it's a very restrictive routine that doesn't make life enjoyable, you are not fit. You're missing the marker on being fit. However, based on the definition, and I'll highlight it again, fitness is not solely determined by physical appearance or the absence of disease, but rather the individual's ability to meet the demands of their environment and maintain optimal functioning across different aspects of health. Okay, so what if you are feeling decreased energy, aches and pains throughout the day, and you want to feel better in your life, or you want to increase your fitness to go after a competitive goal or a challenge? So what does that look like? It starts by setting clear goals. Okay, a lot of what I talk about is really understanding where and what, or where you want to go and what you want out of your fitness. So by establishing a clear goal of what you want to work on, it doesn't mean I want to lose X number of pounds or go to the gym 6 days a week. Those are great goals, but what I really want to look at is, where do you want to start? Where in your capacity that you have currently, how can you make the improvement or start to see the change that you want? Often goals are chosen as big, lofty goals, and I'm totally for it. I want you to have those big, lofty goals. Put down the big goal, the ultimate goal that you want, but no, that is not the only goal. There's going to be a lot of different steps to get there. What it might look like is, we're starting with a goal of, I want to get moving. I want to increase my steps throughout the day. Now, I'm going to pull on something. We've all heard 10,000 steps daily. That is the golden step count, the eureka moment. If you hit that every single day, holy moly, it's incredible. Well, what if you're only taking 3,000 steps a day and that's your starting mark, and jumping to 10,000 just seems impossible? Sure, you might start off being like, cool, I nailed it the first day, the second day, fell a little short the third day, but boom, got it the fourth day. As you'll hear me say it many times, life gets lifey, which can decrease that consistency that you're making. But I want to challenge you. So we're going to use this 10,000 step idea. Is your goal is to increase your movement throughout the day. You find your starting point is 3,000 steps on average per day. All right. Anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 steps more a day. So that would put you at 4,000 to 5,000 steps per day. When you get consistent, use a 7-day period. When you're consistently hitting that, and a consistency doesn't mean 7 days out of the 7 days you're hitting it. It means more than not, you are hitting that goal then increase it. You are well on your way to increasing that movement throughout your daily routine. All right. So that is just an example on how you take your ultimate goal and break it down. Now, if you have something that's very complex, yeah, there's going to be different parts to work on that. And this is where fitness can be complicated, but I really want to make it simple. There's many entities towards fitness and overall well-being and health that you can work on. And that is the beauty of it, where it's not an all or nothing principle. I'd rather you think about these different facets that go into your fitness, your well-being, as dials on a radio. I'm going to date myself. I'm in that in-between generation between Gen X and millennial. So I guess I'm a zennial. So, the late 1900s is when I was born, closer, I'm an 80s baby. So when you're tuning in that radio, you're trying to get it just right so you get the station clear. So I want you to think about that same concept with the multiple facets that make up your whole well-being, that fitness, increasing that fitness as dials. Now, we can only sustain all of them being on a level 10 for a short amount of time. And over a 7-day period or a month, all of these are going to change. So what are they? First one, and they're not listed in any order in which prioritizes. I'm just starting with this, is regular exercise. With that, that's your strength training, cardiovascular activities, mobility, functional movements, okay? That is one facet of it. Nutrition. I'm talking about whole foods, fruits and vegetables, proteins. I'm not talking about any specific type of diet out there. Hydration, think in here water. Getting water in, sufficient rest and recovery. Rest is sleep, recovery is that downtime that you're not sleeping. Management of stress. So practicing stress reducing techniques, mindfulness, meditation, journaling. So that is the other facet of well-being. This is the beauty of fitness, where you can either work on one or two of these things or not focus on one of them because life is preventing you from focusing on that. Let's use a situation here. Let's say life is being lifey and you're just not able to get to your workouts. You want to do them, you can do them, but life is being lifey. Switch gears. That becomes a low priority. It's not the focus right now. You're going to maintain your daily movement. We're not going to stress about, I have to now get 10,000 steps. And if I'm not doing, no. We're just going to slightly shift. Like right now, my life does not provide time for me to commit to, and you can insert whatever it is, and shift the focus. Okay, I'm going to put a little disclaimer here. When we are shifting focuses, I really want to stress, it's not, well, I can't do this, therefore I'm going to hyper focus on this and strive for absolute perfection. I see this around exercise and nutrition a lot, and it's not your fault. It is based on societal unrealistic things that are just unobtainable that gets pushed on us. Again, it's from the principle, if you can't do it all, well, you might as well give up because you're not going to be able to achieve those results. If you shift that focus, I'm going to stick with this. Okay, exercise is, not possible right now. Don't have to function in extremes. And I would encourage you not to function in extremes, because when we function in extremes, we fall into perfection-seeking behaviors, and that's where frustration builds. That's where we pull away from allowing ourselves to develop that natural consistency. Okay, to recap a bit here, the aspects that go into a fitness lifestyle, being fit, into fitness, your whole well-being is regular exercise, nutrition, hydration, sufficient rest and recovery, management of stress. So when can you expect to see results with, I'm gonna be pulling on the fitness industry because we are told that results should be instant. We should be seeing these grand changes within a nanosecond. 2 weeks, 4 weeks, we're peppered with these incredible transformations with before and afters, which are great. But we have to ask how they got there in such a short amount of time. Is that sustainable? Just because we reach these goals or those outcomes doesn't mean the methods in which to get to that outcome, extreme methods to get to that outcome in a short amount of time may not be the life you want to live. It may impede on your quality of life, your mental well-being, and that is not fitness. As you recall with the definition, it also includes your mental capacity, resilience, clarity, and emotional well-being. And if the routines that you're involved in to seek the ultimate whatever health that you're looking for is deteriorating mental clarity, your emotional well-being, that is not something that is healthy. We want whatever routines that we are involved in to give back to us, to fill us up, and to allow us to live life the fullest, to be able to feel confident to go after maybe a big physical challenge or a mental challenge, to live comfortably in our body. That is the biggest thing with fitness. It is hard. I'm gonna say these things are not fun. These are not the fun, flashy things that you see on Instagram. They are not, no one's gonna sell a program and be like, hey, we're gonna focus on trying to get great sleep every night. That's not fun. That's not flashy. Or hey, we're gonna do a program and it's gonna take a really long time for you to see results. But the truth is, when you repeat and get in and have that consistency of a plan that you can get done that teaches you how to be flexible, adaptable, and to continue to show up, you will see results because it compounds on each other. You can do the extreme things and grit your teeth and just white knuckle it all the way through. But what's going to happen is you're going to see those results, be excited, and they're going to go away. Okay? Because we need to be able to maintain and not engage in a well-being routine that detracts from who we are overall and causes us to miss out on our life or decreases the enjoyment of our life. Being patient and persistent is hard. It's not fun. And you can have an immense amount of motivation, but that won't serve you. You have to understand that it will take time, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with you. You are not broken if your results don't come in a nanosecond. I would also encourage you to make sure you have a support around you when you are creating those changes. And make sure the support around you is one that brightens your light and not dims your light. Having the support of others is invaluable in this process of change and continuing to show up for yourself. Having and hiring a personal trainer will help with this. Do your research to make sure that it is the right personal trainer for you. That is going to brighten your light, not dim your light, and help strengthen your relationship with fitness so that it does not cause guilt or frustration. I hope this episode provided you with clarity and brighten your light around overall fitness. If you have questions about strength training, nutrition, or a movement practice, go to the show notes, fill out the anonymous form, and I'll be happy to answer them in a future podcast.